Alright guys, sorry for the delay in this video. I dropped my old phone and it shattered the LCD screen, so I had to wait for the new one to come in. Quite an upgrade. My old phone was 3 years old, so it was about time to retire anyway. But anyway, so we're going to be doing the lit logo on the Explorer ST. I hope the quality of this phone is much better, should be. I went from the Google Pixel 3 to the 6, so these cameras are just leaps and bounds better. Another cool thing is I've been on Lit Logo for about 1.5 years on my Focus ST, but they did a version 2. And guys, this thing is a lot beefier. So a lot of people in the Explorer world don't know. If you own a Focus or a Prelude, you know, I make custom LEDs for cars. I make custom headlights. I do a lot of plug and play LEDs. I've started designing some for the Explorer. Haven't released any yet. But I'm pretty familiar with RGB lighting and things of that nature. This is leaps and bounds better than what their version 1 was. I was highly impressed when I opened this box and found this. So this is actually something that I'm proud to be an ambassador of. I was an ambassador of the old version 2, don't get me wrong, and I loved the product, right, but it could have been leaps and bounds better. This is leaps and bounds better right here. So not only do we have the LED that is the RGB LED. This used to just be an oval. It's actually kind of more ST shaped now, which is nice. So what we're going to be doing is taking this one off, putting this one in place, but really what we're going to use is there's a stencil in here. So once this one's off, we'll put this one on here and we'll know exactly where to cut out, which is basically going to be everything on the inside of here, right? You kind of just want to follow those lines so that it bleeds through, and so you got a good LED coverage for that. The controller box, much bigger, much beefier. Honestly, looks way better. Connector style, way better. Like I said, he seriously revamped these things, which I'm really happy with. But first things first, we're gonna have to remove the front bumper from the Explorer ST. Alright guys, so we moved the 10 millimeters up here. I'm going to go down to the fender now. I'm going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to remove these two little push tabs as well here and here. So let me go ahead and get all these undone. These are 7 millimeters, by the way. 7. Extra tiny, thanks to Ford. So after you get those 4 out, you can pull this out. These are pop tabs, so just pull on them. Make sure you're not pulling from back here, else you could break this trim. Pull from more up here, they'll pop out. Okay, so something to note. They're very, very similar in size. The ST logo, Lit logo. The S and the T are a little shorter, as you see these stick off. Not a big deal. It'll still look really good, and you can hide a majority of that overlay. You know what I mean? Anyway, I used my 3M thing to get that stuff off. Went a little too hard in the plastic area, but that's fine because, like I said, you're gonna be trimming all this up anyway in order to get the LED to be on the back side. Still not aware if we can get on the back side of this efficiently. So before I make any cuts or anything, I'm going to take the bumper completely off, like I said. Here is the stencil, and I got a paint marker. So we're gonna paint out basically where the LED is gonna be and trace the whole inside where the LED is going to be showing through with my little paint marker, so we'll know where to trim. So now I'm going to get the bumper completely off. I forgot to mention mine is a 2022, so it might be a little different than other people's. So we have another little pop tab right here. There's a headlight right here, so we're going to pull that out so we can drop the line a little bit, because then we're going to have 2 10mm nuts or bolts that hold in the bumper to the fender. So let's undo that tab. Okay, these might be kind of a pain in the ass to get to, but we're gonna lift down your little liner here. You'll look right up in here and you'll see those 2 10mm nuts. You'll want to get both those out, and it's the same on the other side. Alright, and leave it to fucking Ford to put like half a gallon of fucking blue Loctite on them. That was kind of a pain in the dick. Excuse my language for all the ladies that own these and are doing this. So now we're going to go and do the other side, get those 2 off. Okay, that was a pain in the ass, not going to lie. But now you see that fat clip that is right here. You're going to undo those and push that tab through, and then your bumper should come off. All right, so got that side loose. All right, once we do that, got a couple tabs here that we'll just kind of pull out on. Okay, and as y'all can see, there's all sorts of plugs and wires and whatnot. So basically, I'm just gonna leave it like this because now I have access to the grill right where I need it. Looks like I'm gonna have to trim a little bit of this, so we're gonna trim it back like this to see if we have access to that. So here we have the back of where the ST logo will go. As you see, I cut out a pretty good box. So I use my carbon bit on my drill. Basically, I had to come back behind here and I had to kind of flatten down everything, right? To get this to sit flat, basically. So there was some trimming here and some trimming there. And basically everything sits nice and flat now. Should all be behind the grill. Yeah, so that should be about it for that side. So let me clean up this side a little bit, make sure everything's sitting flush. Then peel off that and use the 3M side tape to sit to that. And honestly, with it being so sunk in there like the way it is, it pretty much sits flush with what this is. So you might not even have to trim this at all. You might just be able to run the wire, you know, one way. I might make a cut here so the wire can just run under there and then follow the bumper around, because obviously we have to have this going to a power source. So that's what I'll do, and it should all sit flat. So got it in place. You come to the front, make sure that you got proper coverage. Everything looks like it's covered pretty well. If I have to move it around at all, I'm going to kind of stand the bumper up and kind of look at where we're at. Alright, so this is the best way I could find to run it, and it actually fits really good tight in there, but I put a piece of double-sided tape on the bottom side just to hold it in even better. So I also went ahead and cut out where that logo is going to go on the front. Remember to leave plenty of sides. It looks rough because to get a straight cut, what I was trying to do is so you can get a file and carefully clean it up if you want. I was heating up, you know, my straight edge knife like that and kind of melting into it to get that precise cut without having my Dremel or something like that slip and scratch up the grill. So it looks really messy, but once it's on, we'll clean everything up. But everything should fit like a glove now. So I'm gonna put on this back side. I'm gonna put on the front logo, and we're gonna check and make sure that everything is fitting precise as it should. Okay, bumper is snapped in place. Now if you look right here is the power box. It's pretty tucked out of the way. You can't even see it or know what you're looking at. Alright guys, I got it connected to the power source just to see. You can see it's going through all the colors right now. We're gonna go ahead and take this little thin layer of protectant film that's on it off. There we are. That looks sick, guys. Honestly, I think the wife's gonna love it. Like I said, you could literally set it at any color you want. If you don't want it to go through the rainbow like that, you could literally set it at just a specific color. But it's ran through an app called LED Hue. Here's the picture. So off that app, you just connect it via Bluetooth, and you'll see it's SBD. Like, let me see. Okay, so it's gonna be SP110E, and that will get you connected here to the lit logo itself. And through there, you can choose whatever color you want, or you can choose multi-functions, flashes, strobes, all sorts of different things. The way you can control this. This one's my favorite, is kind of the strobe, and you can slow it down where it kind of just fades through the colors. But yeah, guys, so now we're basically going to figure out where to wire this thing up. I might end up running the cables the opposite way, because I'm hoping this is the fuse box over here. So I might end up tapping into like the fuse box to only do it like say when the running lights are on, because that's what I have it on my Focus. Let me get this cover off and see. I don't have it obviously hooked up yet, so basically I'm gonna take it down the bumper. I'm gonna run it this way under this. The thing I hate about modern cars is they don't leave the things under the instructions anymore, of course, to know what fuses are. So I'm gonna have to pull out the book and look and see which fuses for what, but I'll tap into the power source via that way. But let me turn the car on, show y'all. Once the car is on, the lit logo's on. Now you can go through the app and manually turn it on or off too as well if you don't want it on during the daytime, but you just gotta remember to turn it on at night. You walk over here and you'll shut it off. And then we will lock it. And it'll shut off all the electronics in the BCM, and it'll shut off that light. Boom, there you go. That way it's not draining your battery. Again, it's clean install. You can't see anything behind it. Just gotta make sure you cut right. Be very careful. And then it looks good when it's not even on, especially on a white car, because obviously the logo is kind of like transparent. But yeah, there you go, guys. Now you know that you can fit the lit logos on your car. Yes, it does take a little bit of modification, quite a bit of trimming on the backside. Make sure everything sits nice and flush. But once it's all done like that, it fits. I hope that helps. If you do have a Whipple intercooler, it'll fit. There's no doubt in my mind that it wouldn't fit. So please like, share, and subscribe. And to anybody that wants one, I'm going to put the link down below. And I also have a 5% off code. You can use it, don't use it, but 5% off is something. So if you want to get a lit logo for your Explorer ST, use the code, you get 5% off. Anyway, guys, love y'all, and until the next one.